Have you ever stopped to think that aging doesn't begin with wrinkles, but inside your body? It starts quietly, when essential hormones that sustain your vitality begin to fade, little by little, without you noticing. That's why, as the years pass, certain signs appear that many consider normal for their age. Sleep becomes lighter, energy decreases, mood shifts, and even muscle strength begins to fade. But this isn't just aging, it's your body calling for help, a silent alert that your natural hormone production is declining. Studies show that after the age of 40, the production of hormones like melatonin, testosterone, and DHEA drops by about 10% each decade. When that happens, the body slows down, the metabolism becomes sluggish, muscle recovery takes longer, and sleep stops being truly restorative. Science now confirms that this process can be reversed. It's possible to reactivate these hormones naturally, without medication, simply through small adjustments in lifestyle. Sleep, sunlight, movement, and nutrition can completely transform the way your body ages. And that's exactly what we'll talk about in this video: how to awaken the hormones of youth and give back to your body what it never really lost, it just fell asleep. Before we continue, if you care about aging with health, vitality, and balance, take a moment to subscribe to the Longevity channel, like this video, and activate the notification bell. That way, YouTube knows this content matters to you and will show you the next videos in our Longevity series. Now let's understand what really happens inside your body and why these hormones are the key to the youth that still lives within you. Hormones are the body's silent messengers. They travel through the bloodstream, carrying instructions that tell your cells what to do, when to sleep, when to recover, when to produce energy, and even how to respond to emotions. During youth, these messengers work in perfect harmony. That's why the body seems to balance itself naturally. You sleep well, wake up energized, feel strong, focused, motivated, and emotionally stable. But as time passes, this orchestra starts to lose its rhythm. Some hormones are no longer produced in the same amounts, and the body must adapt to a new tempo. That's when we begin to feel the impact: light sleep, loss of muscle mass, slower metabolism, and a constant fatigue that didn't exist before. What's most fascinating is that hormones don't act in isolation. They function as a network. When one declines, the entire system loses balance. Lack of sleep, for example, reduces the production of testosterone and DHEA, while chronic stress raises cortisol, which blocks the action of melatonin, the hormone that regulates rest and cellular repair. The aging we see on the outside begins on the inside, when this delicate hormonal balance is disrupted. But the body doesn't forget how it used to function. It carries a biological memory of youth. And with the right signals, morning sunlight, deep sleep, nutritious food, and regular exercise, it can reactivate that internal dialogue among hormones. Scientists call this natural endocrine restoration, a process in which the body relearns how to regulate itself without medication or artificial therapies. Aging, then, is not a process of loss, but an adjustment of internal communication, an invitation to rebuild the dialogue between body, mind, and hormones. Among all the hormones that regulate the body, melatonin is one of the first to decline with age. And while many associate it only with sleep, its role goes far beyond that. Melatonin is one of the body's most powerful antioxidants, protecting cells from premature aging and helping the brain regenerate during the night. It's during deep sleep, guided by melatonin, that the body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and strengthens the immune system. With age, and especially with constant exposure to artificial light, screens, and late-night habits, melatonin production drops sharply. Sleep becomes lighter, the body loses its ability to repair itself, and the immune system weakens. Many people believe that sleeping less is simply a natural part of aging, but it's really a hormonal imbalance that alters sleep. Research shows that people with healthy melatonin levels have lower risk of cardiovascular disease, sharper cognition, and greater vitality. Keeping this hormone active is one of the main pillars of longevity. There are simple, effective ways to stimulate melatonin naturally. Morning sunlight to regulate your biological clock, avoiding screens and bright lights 2 hours before bed, keeping your bedroom completely dark and quiet, and maintaining consistent sleep and wake times. These small adjustments restore your circadian rhythm, the natural clock that synchronizes sleep, energy, and repair. When sleep becomes deep again, the body regains its power of recovery and hormonal balance. Caring for melatonin is, in essence, caring for the night to protect the day. It's allowing the body to work quietly while you rest, so that each morning brings back energy and clarity. Testosterone is often labeled as a male hormone, but that's not the full story. Both men and women produce testosterone, and both depend on it to maintain strength, energy, motivation, and emotional stability. During youth, it quietly sustains muscle mass, strengthens bones, balances mood, and keeps metabolism active. But after 40, production starts to decline, and the effects are broad. Less vitality, muscle loss, abdominal fat, and constant tiredness even after rest. This isn't only a physical issue, it also affects self-confidence, mental clarity, and the will to live fully. Studies show that balanced testosterone levels are associated with better cognitive function, stable mood, and greater endurance, 3 essential pillars for healthy aging. Testosterone production depends greatly on lifestyle, and small changes can transform everything. Strength exercises stimulate natural production. Deep sleep restores hormonal cycles. And foods rich in zinc, magnesium, and healthy fats like eggs, olive oil, nuts, and fish help your body create this hormone naturally. Managing stress is equally vital, since high cortisol levels directly block testosterone. These daily habits reactivate communication between the brain and endocrine glands, restoring the body's natural rhythm. When that happens, energy returns, muscles respond, and mood stabilizes. Testosterone, in this sense, is more than a hormone. It's a symbol of the body's ability to rebuild itself. Among all the hormones related to vitality, DHEA, known as the hormone of longevity, plays a special role. It's produced by the adrenal glands, the same ones that release cortisol, and it serves as the raw material for other vital hormones like testosterone and estrogen. In youth, the body produces DHEA abundantly. It maintains balance between energy and calm, strength and serenity. But as the years go by, especially after 50, production can drop by more than 80%. The result is noticeable: less physical stamina, loss of motivation, slower memory, and higher sensitivity to stress. When DHEA levels fall, people often feel as if they've aged overnight.
Research shows that DHEA is deeply linked to biological resilience, the body's capacity to recover, adapt, and thrive under stress. It protects the heart, immune system, and brain from the effects of accelerated aging. What influences this hormone most, however, isn't age itself, but lifestyle and stress levels. When we live constantly on alert, worried, rushed, tense, the adrenal glands prioritize cortisol production, the stress hormone, and reduce DHEA. It's as if the body says, "I need to survive, not regenerate." Fortunately, there are natural ways to restore balance. Deep breathing and guided meditation lower cortisol and increase DHEA. Regular walks outdoors and sunlight exposure stimulate hormonal balance. Contact with nature, even just 20 minutes a day, reduces stress markers and supports endocrine health. And proper sleep and nutrition allow the body to rebuild what it has lost. These simple actions send a powerful message to the body. You are safe now. You can slow down. When the body feels safe, it resumes DHEA production, and with it comes renewed vitality, clarity, and ease. DHEA, at its core, is the hormone of balance, the harmony between body and mind, between action and rest, between existing and truly living. Cultivating that balance allows us to age with both energy and serenity. Among all hormones that influence aging, cortisol deserves special attention. It's essential for life, regulating metabolism, blood pressure, and the body's emergency responses. But when it remains high for too long, it shifts from ally to silent enemy. Cortisol is the stress hormone, released whenever the brain perceives danger. In youth, it rises and falls quickly. The body faces a challenge, resolves it, and returns to balance. But over the years, constant pressure and worry keep cortisol chronically elevated. When that happens, it blocks the function of other key hormones like melatonin, testosterone, and DHEA. Chronic stress leads to insomnia, muscle loss, fatigue, irritability, and lower immunity. The body stays in constant alert mode, unable to repair itself. Neuroscience explains this clearly. Under prolonged stress, the brain prioritizes survival and temporarily shuts down regeneration and balance. It's like running an engine non-stop. It wears out even when idle. Lowering cortisol isn't just about relaxing. It's a biological longevity strategy. Simple, science-backed practices can help. Take a few minutes to breathe deeply whenever you feel tension. Prioritize sleep. Limit exposure to negative news and repetitive worries. Practice daily gratitude by noting what went well and make time for joy and human connection. Moments that trigger oxytocin, the hormone that neutralizes stress. Controlling cortisol is one of the most powerful ways to restore hormonal harmony. When cortisol drops, the body feels safe again, and only then can it produce the hormones that heal and rejuvenate. Aging peacefully doesn't mean avoiding challenges. It means learning to face them with balance. The body ages faster in conflict, but thrives when it learns to rest in calm. The human body is one of nature's most intelligent creations. Even after decades, it still knows how to heal, adapt, and renew if it receives the right signals. Science now understands something extraordinary. Cells don't have a fixed age. They regenerate constantly, and the speed of that regeneration depends on the environment they live in. If the body endures stress, poor sleep, and bad nutrition, cells age faster. But when there is balance, rest, and nourishment, the body activates repair and rejuvenation mechanisms that have simply been dormant. This process doesn't happen overnight. It's silent, gradual, and profoundly intelligent. Every night of deep sleep, every nourishing meal, every moment of calm sends the same message to the body. You are safe. And in that safety, the body produces hormones more efficiently, repairs tissues, and strengthens the immune system. Healthy aging, therefore, is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of harmony. It's the result of a conscious relationship with your own body, listening, respecting, and nurturing what time has taught to slow down. When melatonin returns, sleep becomes restorative. When testosterone rebalances, strength and motivation return. When DHEA rises, the mind becomes clearer and calmer. And when cortisol is controlled, everything works in sync again. The secret lies in rebuilding the dialogue between body and mind, because the body hasn't forgotten how to be young. It just needs to remember. Aging with vitality means living in peace with your own rhythm. It's understanding that time doesn't steal your energy, it simply invites you to use it more wisely. Regeneration is possible, and it begins the moment you choose to care for yourself, not by resisting time, but by walking alongside it. Time is inevitable, but how we move through it is a deeply human choice. Aging isn't about losing who we were. It's realizing that life continues within us, in new forms, new rhythms, new possibilities. The body changes, yes, but the ability to heal, learn, and flourish remains, waiting to be awakened. When you care for your sleep, your food, your movement, and your inner peace, you're doing more than maintaining health. You're renewing the conversation between your body and time. And it's in that dialogue that true longevity is born. Longevity is not about living longer. It's about living better, with clarity, energy, and purpose. If this message made you reflect on the power that still exists within you, remember to like this video, subscribe to the Longevity channel, and turn on the notification bell. Every week, we explore real natural ways to care for your body, mind, and spirit, so that every stage of life can be lived with awareness and fulfillment. And always remember, you're not getting old, you're evolving. Every act of self-care is your way of telling your body, I'm still here, and I want to keep living with strength, serenity, and love.